country's getting really crazy, though. I was just reading this morning that there's a whole group that wanted J.C. Penney to fire Ellen DeGeneres because she's gay.
Well, I got news for you. First of all, I'm proud of J.C. Penney for not buckling, although who knows, you'll see what happens. I am not the world's biggest Ellen DeGeneres fan, but I'll tell you what, I will defend her to the end. If J.C. Penney fires Ellen DeGeneres, I will call on all my listeners to boycott J.C. Penney, and I will do everything I can for Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, I was so outraged. I'll get to Super Bowl and everything else, but I was so outraged by people, going on in any public forum in this year, 2012, and saying, Ellen doesn't represent us. Ellen doesn't represent families. And we shoppers at JCPenney don't approve of her. I mean, you've got to fucking be kidding me. I got to say it again. What person on this planet doesn't have a relative or a family member or a friend that is that might be gay, that is gay? What do you want these people to do? Do you really want Ellen to go away? Do you want her to die? Do you want to kill her?
To be living on the street, unable to make a living?
You want a public flogging of this woman? I got to tell you something.
You want her to force herself to be with a man to make you happy?
I am a huge fan of Rolling Stone magazine. I make no secret about that. I love the magazine. And this, I don't know when I guess it comes out every 2 weeks or a month. Or, I don't know. I should know better, but I don't. Whenever I get it, I read it. It's a tremendous, on the cover of the people from The Voice, they do an interesting article about the reality show The Voice.
Okay.
But inside, there's a story on Newt Gingrich and Mitt Romney that's just fucking great. I think it's Mike Taibbi who does it. And then there's an article on what's going on out in middle America with these anti-homosexual groups and how it's affecting teens and teen suicide of gay people. Two lovely girls, like 14 years old, they profile, who are friends. And they're both gay high school girls. One's a chubby, cute little girl, really outgoing. And, in these small towns, they have groups there like No Homo, it's called. And these women...
Oh, they actually name themselves.
And these middle-class women who look like responsible PTA moms go around and openly just instigate this kind of weird gay bashing where they're like, these kids are Satan, these kids have to be saved, these kids have to go to church and get converted to be heterosexual. They make these kids so miserable that they're killing themselves. Now, I was on David Letterman on Wednesday, and we haven't had a chance to talk about it. And Dave said to me, gee, why is Rosie mad at me? And, I'm on the show, and I basically gave kind of a quick answer, basically saying, yeah, Rosie doesn't like you, and and I don't know if Rosie really wants me to be her spokesperson, so I kind of backed off. And, Dave called me afterwards, and he is going to try to reach out to Rosie and patch things up. He feels bad that they're not friendly. He does admire Rosie.
But I did notice that he was perfectly willing to reiterate what he said before.
Yes, he bashed her again. Now, the reason Rosie, and I hope, again, I don't know if I'm overstepping my bounds here, but I got to tell you something. Reason Rosie is sensitive to Dave, like Dave said, hey, if comedians can't bash other comedians, then the terrorists have won. He made a funny joke. And I know what he means, but I know Letterman calls Rosie all the time to be on. And the one time he mentions her is to sort of smack her over the head for being fat and for being a lesbian.
Right.
Okay. So I wasn't going to go into this long explanation, but he bashes her for being fat and being a lesbian. Now, you got to figure a girl her age grew up constantly getting hosed because she was fat and she was a lesbian. And when you read this Rolling Stone article, and unfortunately, one of the girls commits suicide, just kills herself. Beautiful 14-year-old girl. Parents are destroyed. Because this girl, they kept telling her in school, you're Satan, you're the devil, you're Satan, you're the devil.
You're sick.
And they come home and they go, Mom, maybe I really am the devil. Maybe. I mean, when you hear it your whole life, you start to believe it. You truly do. You truly do start to believe it. And so, Dave's wondering why she's sensitive to this. She's sensitive to it because, I mean, the amount of shit that gay people take. Now, the amazing thing to me, I'm watching these debates, the Republican debates, And by the way, this also goes for my president. I'm not too thrilled with him and his stance on gays. He should just come out for gay marriage, but he won't do it. He's worried. But this Michelle Bachmann and Rick Santorum, they are the two worst people on the planet. They get up wherever they can, and they still feel comfortable getting up in front of an audience in 2012 and fucking saying shit about gays, about how they shouldn't get married. They feel no qualm about putting out this kind of bigotry. Now, Hitler put this kind of shit out pre-World War II in Germany in beer halls. If the entire beer hall had gotten up and beaten the shit out of Hitler and kicked him in the face, you wouldn't have had World War II and you wouldn't have had any problems. The idea that Rick Santorum and this Michelle Bachmann get up in an auditorium full of people and start to spew this horse shit about gay people.
And nobody says anything.
Say anything, they applaud. There should be shoes flying. They should be drummed out of the country. They should, wherever they go, they should be spat upon. If that happened, it would be glorious because, and I'm not advocating violence, you understand. But I'm saying if they were ridiculed, they should be ignored, shunned, and treated as lunatics. Because that's bullshit. It's just bullshit. If it was blacks, if it was Jews, if it was any Catholics, anybody getting up there and say, I don't think these people should be allowed. And this Rick Santorum with the fucking vest, he's standing there. And he acts like he doesn't know any gay people, that he's full of shit, that he's going to convert them, and he says this crap about them. Michelle Bachmann's wearing her designer outfit that a gay man probably designed.
Right.
I don't know how these fuckers are able to walk around the street with any kind of dignity.
It's because there's the Million Mom
what's it
group.
called?
1 million moms or
1 million
something?
moms, and what's their slogan? No homo. I wish I had the Rolling Stone article in front of me.
Yeah.
No homo momo or something. Some dumb fucking slogan.
No homo no mo.
Yeah.
Like
some bizarre.
Homo no mo.
Yeah, homo no mo. And you see this woman who heads it up. There's a picture of her. She looks like a soccer mom, like a mom who would, who's around my age, who should have grown up and learned something in the 60s and 70s. But when Rick Santorum and Michelle Bachmann get up there and the crowd isn't boo, they should have been thrown off the stage like with what it's as outrageous as anything Hitler used to say. And it's still allowable. It's still an accepted bigotry. And the Catholic Church does it, and Orthodox Jews do it, and our politicians do it. They all blast gays, and they still think it's okay.
And for Letterman, that what he doesn't understand is, if every joke ever told about me was that I'm black,
right?
It would be, oh, don't you see anything else? Am I nothing else?
Yeah, well, that's it.
Don't I have some humanity? Isn't there something about me you could talk about?
So Rosie is saying, hey, Dave, you got to be kidding me. You mean, okay, so I get engaged and and Rosie's point of view, and again, I hope I'm not talking out of school, I would believe she'd say to Dave, when you were fucking interns and stuff, you know what, I chose not to goof on you.
Right.
I chose not to make a joke because, I knew the pain you were in. So I know, but listen, I understand Dave's point. I know that comedians all knock each other. Dave gives me a ribbing, I give him a ribbing, all that. And Dave's a real good sport about talking about.
But people don't kill you for the things.
That's right.
He is going to rib you about.
And Dave's scandal, quite frankly, is something he brought on himself. It's not being ostracized for
right.
it. I get why Rosie's upset. As I said to Dave, I think, listen, if she doesn't like you, she's got her reasons. And, I don't know. I didn't get that deeply into it. I was there to entertain and not talk about Rosie's situation. But that's what's going on. I mean, read the article in Rolling Stone if you want to get enlightened. You'll just get outraged. And this guy, Rick Santorum, he walks around like Mr. America. I'm a good Christian, and you should vote for me for values and good conservative values. Throw him off the fucking stage with Michelle Bachmann and let them both fucking sit there. And when they go to a restaurant, hope they don't get served by gay people. And when they go to a clothing store, don't buy any articles of clothing from gay people.
Don't give them these ideas. They might actually try it.
Yeah, good. Don't do it. It's unbelievable. I mean, come on. We got one shot at life. As far as I know, you don't come back again. You want to make some 14-year-old girl kill herself? What are you, fucking nuts? What have we gone berserk? There's a guy in Jersey, Corey, what the fuck is his name again? There's a link on it on the web. Corey, he's the mayor of...
Cory Booker?
Cory Booker does a great explanation about gay marriage and why he's for it. And, I mean, I don't know much about Cory Booker, but Jesus Christ, the guy's well-spoken. Mm-hmm. And I was a real fan of that clip that I saw. Well, I mean, terrific. I mean, listen, it's hard enough getting through life. You're the one in America, you're still allowed to get your fucking ass kicked every day by fucking middle-class soccer moms who are going to sit there because they're so fucking ugly and they can't get laid, they're going to sit there and take it out on gay teens. But it's
scapegoating. It's exactly what it is. It's scapegoating. My life sucks, and it's all your fault.
Yeah, and who's to blame? The only one you can get away with it now is gays, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, come on. And, but, wow. When you read what's going on in, like, these schools, these small schools where these gay kids, they're out of the closet and suddenly they get the shit beaten out of them every day. It's like, wow, is it got to be that much torture?
Or if you're closeted, just like the guy at Rutgers who, was trying to quietly live his life.
Man,
and he was outed.
I got to tell you, there were a couple of years of my life that were no picnic. I was ostracized for being white, which is so bizarre anyway. What a bizarre story, right? In this country. But okay. I mean, holy mackerel. I've seen hate. And I know what it's like to go to school every day feeling like you're going to throw up. And pretty sure you're going to end up in a fight at least twice. At least 2 times a day. And I know what that's like. And I believe me, I don't know where I got my mental toughness to survive it. I did. It's a miracle.
But everybody doesn't come with that.
That's right. Not everyone has that kind of mental. I don't know. Maybe I'm mental.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe you're mentally.
Maybe my mental illness got me through it. I don't know, man.